I'm walking into the town of Bungendore, which is a small town on the New South Wales Southern Tablelands. I'm not sure what the population is, but tonight it's going to have one more. But I won't be going on the census because I'm going to be hiding away. I thought I'd wait till the cover of darkness before I try to find somewhere to sleep. Because the thing about a small town is you can't just walk around looking for somewhere to stealth camp without everyone noticing. But there was one time I did stay here in my tent a few years ago. It was in between those lockdowns. I went walking and there was like a secret garden. It was perfect. It was just down here. Yeah, I don't think it exists anymore. I think they've put a car park here, maybe. I remember I came down that alleyway and then there was just this kind of like sheds, dilapidated sheds, but there was like a rose garden around it. Looks like they've kind of revamped everything up. I think it was actually in there. Man, I kind of wish I took photos or filmed back then, even though it was really fun doing this stuff without having a smartphone even. I'd literally just walk around just with a notebook. But yeah, when I was walking in here, I was really hoping that that secret little garden was still there. It was so cool. I'm back to the drawing board. Just walk around. Hey, buddy. Those locals are like, what the fuck is that guy doing? And it's a good question. A rather obvious problem with letting it get this dark is it's really hard for me to see what I'm doing. I guess the ideal thing to do would be to suss out where you're going to stay and then come back just as it's getting dark and quickly set up. Because once you set up and it's dark, it's very unlikely anyone's going to find you. But now it's really dark and I can't really see anything, which is obviously a problem. Alright, it's complete darkness. As you can tell, I can't see anything either. I am in the hammock in this empty lot of land behind the church. There is a house nearby and there is another building with no lights on. I'm pretty sure I'm not in anybody's backyard. And if I am, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to. I'll hopefully be up and out of here before anyone notices. I didn't sleep a wink last night. I went behind that church. I wasn't sure if I was set up in someone's backyard or not. Turns out I wasn't. I was even looking on Google Maps at one point. Someone came out with a torch. I don't think they were looking for me because they went back inside and turned their lights off and that was it. But it got down to 8 degrees. It's really cold and my sleeping bag's broken. The zip won't work. I'm feeling very glum. I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like just finding a park somewhere and setting up the hammock again and just sleeping throughout the day. It's a long walk to Braidwood. It's about 50 kilometres. I don't have it in me. I could get to this rest stop, but that's still about 7 hours of walking. Have to carry water and food and everything. don't know. I'm just gonna go. Just want to sit somewhere warm. I'm not gonna lie, this kind of sucks. I've become really cautious of walking on when I'm not feeling that good, because of what happened last time I went on a massive walk. I ended up in hospital in the Gold Coast. It was really terrifying, and I haven't really recovered emotionally from that experience. It sort of left this constant feeling of caution, like, what are the warning signs that I might be overdoing it? I want to get over that, but I'm really just in two minds, because I don't really want to continue walking. Like, not sleeping to me is the first sign that shit's not all good. Then again, not sleeping can also just be like first few nights when you're out, kind of getting used to things. The lesson learnt from last night is that if you're not feeling comfortable, then you just got to get up and go, even if you've already set up. If it's not a good spot, it's not worth it. You're not going to sleep. You got to get up and keep looking till you find somewhere good. And the other lesson on top of that is to find somewhere before it gets dark, because once it's dark, you can't see anything. So last night was a disaster. It's going to be getting this cold. I'm not used to it getting this cold at this time of year. It's almost like almost winter coldness. Like, it didn't get down to freezing, but it got close. And when I can't wrap the sleeping bag around me because the zipper thing's fallen off. It happened a while ago, but I hadn't worried about it because I never go out in the cold. And it's funny because ever since I was a little kid, I hated getting in sleeping bags. Always made me feel claustrophobic. I always wanted them to be open, so I had the choice of like using them as a quilt instead of as a sleeping bag. But when you can't zip her up, you just always gonna get cold. Okay, decision has been made. Though it actually causes me physical pain to spend money, I am going to get the bus back to Canberra and buy myself a sleeping bag that I can actually stay warm in. Otherwise, when I'm out doing these walks, I mean, I'm going to absolutely freeze. So, because I'm wearing, like, I've got thermal underwear, I've got a shirt, water jacket, and then this puffer jacket over the top. Beanie, got pants, shorts, thermal underwear underneath. Plus wrapped up in my sleeping bag that won't zip up. And also is a pretty old sleeping bag, and it's rated to be like a -18 one, but it's not, it's freezing. So yeah, I guess I'll go back to Canberra and I'll have to try it out with some stealth camps around Canberra over the next week, then get the bus back here and continue my walk to the coast. Back in sweet Queanbeyan. I was just thinking, if there's one great thing to come out of all this apparently pointless wandering and meandering that I've been doing for the past few weeks, it's that I think I've finally kicked the most insidious habit of my life, which is smoking cigarettes. I managed to quit alcohol back in November 2022, and I walked all the way up the coast and basically rewired my brain and got off the booze. But one thing that crept back in when I came back to normal society was smoking. And basically I just have no willpower. And I'm such a bloody lemming that if I'm hanging out with people who are lighting up, I just light up. So what I've done is I've removed myself from those situations, which has involved basically having to pretty much be homeless and live out of a backpack. It's not often that people become homeless so they can quit drugs and alcohol, but this is a case where I have. And I think that's okay. I think for a certain period of your life, if you have to get away from trigger point situations, you just have to. Like, I don't hang out in bars anymore. Why would I? It's a place where people drink. So for the time being, I just don't hang out with smokers. Apologies to my smoking friends. It really doesn't feel too bad to be back in Queanbeyan. It's a nice little town.